Most people have no idea where they actually stand financially. Not because the information isn't out there, but because nobody ever gave them a map. Today, we're giving you the map. 7 levels of wealth. From the bottom where most people start, to the top where almost nobody arrives. The question isn't whether these levels exist. They do. The question is, which one are you on right now? And more importantly, what's actually keeping you from the next one? Level 1. Survival mode. This is the bottom of the map, and more people live here than you'd think. At this level, every single dollar that comes in is already spoken for before it arrives. Rent, food, bills, maybe debt payments. There is no leftover. There is no plan. There is only today. The defining characteristic of level 1 isn't just being broke. It's the mental state that comes with it. You're not thinking about investing. You're thinking about making it to Friday. The cruel irony of level 1 is that escaping it requires a kind of thinking that level 1 itself makes almost impossible. But here's what most people in survival mode don't realize. The exit isn't a raise. It's not a lottery ticket. It's a single decision to stop letting the urgency of today consume every resource you have. One small financial margin, even $20 a month set aside. That's the crack in the wall. Level 1 isn't permanent, but you have to decide it isn't. Level 2. Stability. This is the first real breath. At level 2, the bills are paid. There's a small buffer, maybe 1 or 2 months of expenses saved. The immediate panic of level 1 has quieted. You're no longer in crisis, you're just getting by. And this is exactly where most people stop. Not because they can't go further, but because stability feels like enough after the chaos of survival. The relief of not drowning is so overwhelming that people confuse it with success. This is the comfort trap. Stability without momentum is just slow decline. Inflation eats your savings. Time passes, and one unexpected expense, a medical bill, a car breakdown, a job loss, sends you straight back to level 1. The move from level 2 to 3 isn't about earning more. It's about changing your relationship with the margin you already have. That small buffer you've built, it needs to start working for you, not sitting still. Level 3. Awareness. This is where the game changes. Something clicks at level 3. You start to understand, really understand, that money isn't just something you earn and spend. It's a system. And systems can be learned, manipulated, and optimized. You start tracking where your money goes. You start asking why. You read something, a book, an article, maybe you watch a video, and a concept lands differently than it ever did before. Compound interest, index funds, net worth. These stop being abstract terms and start feeling like tools you could actually use. The dangerous thing about level 3 is that knowledge without action is just expensive entertainment. A lot of people live at level 3 for years. They know exactly what they should be doing. They just haven't started doing it. The gap between knowing and doing is where most financial lives are lost. If you're at level 3 right now, the only move is to start, imperfectly, with whatever you have. Level 4. Traction. This is where it gets real. At level 4, you're not just aware, you're moving. You have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. You're investing consistently, even if the amounts feel small. You have a rough plan and you're actually following it. Here's what nobody tells you about level 4. It feels slow, painfully slow. You're doing everything right. You're being disciplined, and the numbers are moving, but not in any way that feels dramatic or exciting. This is the most dangerous phase for quitting, because level 4 is where you're building the foundation that everything else sits on. The boring, unglamorous, invisible work that most people never see on the other side of someone's success. The people who make it to level 5, 6, 7, they all passed through a level 4 that felt exactly like yours feels right now. Slow is not failure. Slow is compounding. Stay in level 4 long enough, and the curve starts to bend. Level 5. Freedom. And we're not talking about being rich. Not yet. Level 5 is something more valuable than rich. It's options. At level 5, your investments generate enough passive income to cover your basic expenses. You don't need to work to survive. You choose to work based on what you actually want. This is the number most people should be targeting before they target anything else. Not a mansion. Not a supercar. Freedom. The technical term for this is financial independence, and the math is simpler than people think. If your annual expenses are $30,000, you need $750,000 invested, generating a 4% annual return to cover them indefinitely. Level 5 changes your psychology in a way that's hard to describe until you're there. You negotiate differently at work when you don't need the job. You make decisions differently when fear of survival isn't driving them. You become, for the first time, the author of your own time. That shift in identity is worth more than the money itself. Level 6. Wealth. Now we're in territory that most financial content won't actually explain, because most financial content is made for people trying to survive, not people trying to build empires. At level 6, your net worth generates significantly more than you spend. Your money is working in multiple places simultaneously: investments, businesses, real estate, assets. You have what the wealthy call multiple income streams, and the key word is multiple. Level 6, people don't worry about losing their job. They don't have one job. They have systems. At level 6, wealth preservation becomes as important as wealth creation. Most people who reach level 6 didn't get there by being the smartest person in the room. They got there by surrounding themselves with people smarter than them in every specific area they needed. That's not humility. That's strategy. Level 7. Legacy. This is the rarest level and the most misunderstood. Most people think legacy is about being so rich that money is no longer a concern. But that's not what makes it level 7. What makes it level 7 is that you've stopped thinking about your own financial life entirely and started thinking about the financial lives of the people who come after you. The statistics on generational wealth are sobering. Studies consistently show that 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, 90% by the third. Not because the money ran out, because the knowledge didn't transfer. Level 7 isn't just about having enough. It's about building something that outlives you. A parent who teaches their child the difference between assets and liabilities, who shows them what compound interest actually does over 40 years. That parent is operating at level 7 regardless of their net worth. Legacy is a decision, not a destination. 7 levels, 1 map. Here's the honest truth. Most people reading this right now are somewhere between level 2 and level 4. And that's not a judgment. That's just where the majority of financial journeys are at any given moment. The levels above you aren't reserved for people smarter than you, luckier than you, or born into the right family. They're reserved for people who understood the game and decided to play it differently. You've just understood the game a little better. The question that matters now isn't which level you're on. It's what you're going to do about it. That's what this channel is for. If this gave you clarity, subscribe. Because the map gets more detailed from here.